You hit 200K, and for a while, life feels handled. You upgrade a few things, spend a little more, nothing feels wrong. But after a while, you start to feel it. Like you're in a different world now, and no one told you how this one works. But at this level, the way you used to think about money just doesn't work anymore. Honestly, nobody warned me about this either. That rich feeling you have right now is mostly an illusion. Okay, so here's what's actually going on. You hit a number that used to feel like enough. Your brain rounds it up thinking I'm basically there. Spoiler, you're not. So you upgrade like apartment, car, a few subscriptions. Each one feels small. But here's what they actually are: commitments, not one time purchases. They don't turn off. Your rent doesn't pause when you want flexibility. Your car payment doesn't step aside when you want to take a risk. So your baseline just moved up and your normal moves with it. And now your life depends on your income. And the part that people don't get quick enough is that it's not just that you're spending more, it's that your options start to shrink. So you can't take a break now. You can't just change direction. That's not wealth. It's just a higher maintenance version of the same position. Took me a while to sit with that realization too. And most people don't see it until the commitments are already locked in. So if you take one thing from this, track commitments, not expenses, and try optimize for flexibility, not upgrades. Now there's another shift that happens here. Your instincts didn't update. The habits that got you here still feel right. Be careful, avoid mistakes. But now they split you in two directions. On one side, you hesitate where you should invest. Avoid spending on things that actually compound, like advice, systems, time. On the other side, you take risk where you shouldn't, because now you can afford to be wrong. Like complex investments, business plays, maybe a friend's crypto thing. You start believing I can figure this out. And I've thought that too, by the way. Sometimes you can, but most of the time you're overestimating it. And this doesn't break you, but it slows you down because 10K loss doesn't sting the way it used to. But what you forgot is the opportunity cost compounds more than you think. Bad bets don't break you, but they quietly push you back years of time. So what actually matters here is simple. Don't be cheap on things that compound. And when losses stop hurting, you stop pricing them correctly. Now, here's the deepest issue and where things starts to matter. You're still playing the income game, optimizing for the raise, the promotion, the next offer. And that's not wrong. It just stops being the thing that moves you forward. Because at this level, the lever has already shifted. At lower income, earn more and everything improves. And it works until it doesn't. Most people don't notice this part. Income stops being the bottleneck, allocation becomes the bottleneck. Same income, different outcomes. It all comes down to what you commit to, what you keep flexible, and where your money actually goes. And here's the thing: income is not wealth, and the gap between the two becomes a choice now. This is the part that decides everything. At this level, your wealth is largely decided by the choices you make in the next 3 to 5 years, not by your income, by what you do with it. And that's the mindset shift that hits me the most. So what does this look like in real life? You stop thinking, how much am I making? And start thinking, what am I locking myself into? Where is my flexibility going? And what actually moves me forward? And when you start thinking that way, the people who move faster start making sense. They're not working harder. They're offloading more. And one other example that actually changed how I think about spending is treating it as a tool for bandwidth, not lifestyle. At 80K, outsourcing feels like a luxury. At 200K, not outsourcing is often the expensive choice. You're buying back the mental space for decisions that actually matter. One good decision made with a clear head can outweigh years of small savings. Same with taxes. It is now a serious wealth variable, not an afterthought. Small structural differences compounded over 30 years, we're talking about hundreds of thousands. Most people never optimize it and they quietly give it away. So honestly, here's where it all connects. The people who actually get ahead at this level, at some point, they just stop optimizing for income. They started thinking like a capital owner instead of high income earner, which sounds like a big thing, but it actually just a different question. An earner wakes up thinking, how do I make more? And an owner wakes up thinking, how do I make what I already have work harder than I do? An earner would measure progress by their salary, but an owner measures it by how long their life could run without them. And look, you don't have to be there yet. Most people at this level aren't. Honestly, I think about this more as a direction than a destination. But here's the thing. You don't get there by earning more. You get there by starting to think differently about what you already have. The shift isn't in your bank account, it's how you use it. The rules that got you here still work. Work hard, earn more, be responsible. They're just not enough anymore. So from here, you're not just earning more, you're playing a different game, and your decisions decide how far you go. Most people don't notice that until they look back and realize they stayed longer than they needed to. But if you catch it early, if you actually make that shift from earning to building, you don't just end up wealthier, you end up with something rarer. And I think that's what most of us are actually after. We just don't always realize it until we've been playing the wrong game for a while.